He was such a bright wee character, always full of fun. He loved books and stories. My neighbour described him as a little ray of sunshine, and that's exactly how we think of him.
3-year-old Xander Irvine from Edinburgh was a sociable little boy who loved nature and was cherished by his friends and family.
The house was always full of joy, laughter, singing, and we were always just having a carry on. And then just that one day it was all ripped away from us. And then the start of this life.
On the 30th of June 2020, Xander and his mum were walking down Morningside Road in Edinburgh when they were hit by a 91-year-old driver with undiagnosed dementia. Xander was rushed to hospital but died shortly after from his injuries.
As parents, in the weeks and months that followed after Xander's death, how did you cope?
I don't know how we coped, to be honest. Neither of us wanted to be here without him. We have a lot of good people around us, good family, friends and neighbours, and I think that's the only way that we can keep going. And we've always just stuck together for our boy.
I just remember the silence. I sat at the window just staring out into space for, it must have been close to a couple of months, and the whole house was just silent, no TV, nothing. We were both in shock.
A fatal accident inquiry at Edinburgh Sheriff Court last year found Xander's death could have been avoided, and the driver should never have been behind the wheel in the first place. Sheriff Principal Nigel Ross said the current licensing regime, whereby drivers over 70 self-certify their fitness to drive, is significantly defective. He recommended a complete overhaul of the system, with compulsory cognitive assessments for applicants over 80. He also said more questions about the driver's history should be added to the application form. This would require changes to primary legislation, a matter for the UK government.
It's certainly not trying to take anybody's independence away from them or anything like that. It's what Xander deserves. When I was sitting through the fatal accident inquiry, I heard a lot of experts saying that cognitive decline is on the increase and people are living longer, so it's only inevitable that something like this might happen again. More than likely will.
The DVLA said it would consider the Sheriff's recommendations when its medical advisory panel next meets in the spring.
Were you satisfied with that response?
It's not good enough, and that's why we're now appealing to the government and the DVLA to step up and make this a priority.
I don't think we'll ever come to terms with it, especially given the circumstances and knowing that had there been something in place, something a bit more robust in the current system, then we might still have our boy.
In the wake of Xander's death, there was a huge outpouring of support. His parents hope more people will now have serious conversations about driving fitness as we age.
This didn't need to happen, and it doesn't need to happen again. And I think if we can all act quickly on this, we could stop this from happening again. I really believe that. You know, Xander in his very short life he just made everything wonderful. Mm-hmm. And he certainly made us, I think, better people as parents. Yeah. And you know, I think he could make the world a better place now if we can all take notice and make changes now.
In the 3 years, 2 months, 8 days that we had him, I was the proudest father ever. And if we can make a positive change, then it will be worth it in his name.
How do you as a family remember your boy?
Oh, we just think about him all the time.
Yeah.
And we talk about him often. I always love talking about him. We've got so many beautiful photos and videos, and crucially just so many happy memories of him. He was a very happy boy, a very special little boy.
Laura Alderman, STV News, Edinburgh.